try to do a lot more of these. So today we are going to be dealing with phrasal verbs. Phrasal verbs. Okay, so if that makes you sound a little bit scared, you shouldn't be. Phrasal verbs are just words that go together. Okay, so they go together. If you took any other grammar course so far, you know that a verb is an action word, like sleeping, running, walking, okay, talking. These are action words, and those are called verbs. Now, phrasal verbs are those that go together with a verb to make a kind of a saying. Okay, so they just naturally go together. In Iraq, we have good weather. Lucky you. Awesome. All right, so I'm going to be talking about a very simple phrasal verb with the verb take. Okay, so to take something is to actually either grab it, okay, take it. You can take it from someone or you can take it from a table. I am taking my paper from the table and I am taking it, I'm putting it in my hands. But there are other words that you can put together with the verb take to make small phrases that mean something else. Now, with every single word that you add, it actually has a different meaning, okay? So just by using the word take in another word, you can have all of these meanings, and these are just some basic ones. There are many, many, many more, okay? So let's take a look at some of these. So the first one is to take off, okay? To take off is to start flying. To take off means to start flying. So for example, you are going in an airplane and you're sitting there and you're getting nervous because you're about to start flying, and then you can feel the plane actually riding along, and then it takes off. It takes off. It actually starts flying in the air, okay? So this is to take off, is to start flying. Sometimes you see a bird, he just takes off. He's sitting there eating, and at some point he just takes off. He starts flying, okay? So that is your first phrasal verb, okay? The next one is to take on. To take on means to accept something. So there is a saying, don't take on more than you can handle, right? So that just means don't accept too much work if you don't have the time for it, right? So don't take on more than you can handle. Maybe you have a new boss and he tells you, you know what? You have to do this first project and the second project, but now I also want you to take on a third project. He wants you to do a third project. And you are so busy, but you still accept to do the third project. You're taking on this new responsibility, this new job. So that was your second phrasal verb with take. The next one we're gonna look at is take down, okay? To take down. That is to remove something from a high position, okay? So to remove or to pull down or to take off something from a high position. So to take down, you can have two meanings. The first one is for actual objects. So if you are moving into a new house and you're taking stuff from the old house, maybe your husband or your wife says, can you please take down those old pictures from the wall? Can you take down the pictures from the wall? So you actually have to physically go and take those pictures from the wall. You're taking down the pictures from the wall. Or it can have a second meaning, which is to take down somebody. So for example, you have a very, very bad manager, okay, bad boss, okay, and you really don't like him or her, okay? So you want to take him down. You want him to lose his job, or maybe you want to punish him for something wrong that he did, and you don't want him to be a boss anymore. So you will do something to take him down, okay? You're going to take down your boss. So he was at a high position, but now you're going to take him down, okay? You're going to make him lose his job maybe, okay? So that was your third phrasal verb, to take down. Another one is take against. Take against. That means to start to dislike. So you start to not like somebody. So for example, why have you suddenly taken against her? So maybe you have a friend who used to be a really good friend, but she started talking, or he started talking bad things about you. So then you start taking against her, okay? You start taking against her. You have bad feelings towards that person. So you're taking against that person, okay? So that was another phrasal verb. To take in, you have to take in is to allow something to stay in your home or your house. Okay, so for example, my house is full. I can't take in any more guests. So to take in means to allow something or someone to start living in your house, or maybe even just to stay at your house for a few days. So for example, you have cousins who are coming to your country to visit, and your mom tells you, I don't have enough space in my house. Can you please take in at least 3 of your cousins? Please take in 3 of your cousins. Please let at least 3 people stay with you in your house, okay? Or maybe you see some poor little cats who are living in your street, okay, on your street. They're living there, and you see them getting wet in the rain, and you take them in. You take the cats in from the rain, from the street, and you let them stay in your house until maybe it stops raining, or maybe you take those cats in forever, okay? So that is to take in. Another meaning for taking in is what you are doing right now. You are taking in the information that I am telling you. Okay, so that just means to kind of start understanding. Taking in means listening and processing it in your brain. So thinking about it in your brain. You're taking in my lesson, and you're thinking about it, and you're learning it. Okay, so this is to take in information. Take in information. Same like watching the news. Maybe you watch Al Jazeera, okay, and you're taking in the news of what's happening in the world, right? And a lot of crazy things are happening in the world, okay? So there's a lot of stuff to take in. So 2 meanings to take in: to let somebody live in with you in your house, or to process information, okay? So that's another phrasal verb. Another one is take away, to remove something from something, okay? Take away the glasses and the tray, please, okay? So maybe you have a party at your house, or maybe there was a big wedding and you need to clean up, and your wife tells you, can you please just take away all the dishes, take away all the plates that we were using, or take away all the glasses from the table, okay, so that we can clean up faster. Or to take away is to understand something. So again, we come back to the information that we're talking about. So you take in the information, but you take away something from the lesson. To take away something can actually mean learning something new, okay? So you are taking away today the lesson that you can actually use the verb take in a lot of different ways, okay? That is the takeaway from today's lesson. That is the actual lesson, okay? To take away something. The next one is to take over. So that is to get control of something. He can take over the business when I'm away. Okay. To take over is to become the boss of something or to have control over something. Okay. So maybe you want to take over the world, right? You want to control the whole world. So you would take over the world. You would become the owner of that place, or you would have control. So maybe there is a company that you are working at and suddenly they're not doing so well financially. Okay, maybe they're going bankrupt. And another company comes in and says, we are going to buy this company of yours and it's going to become ours. They are taking over your company. They're now going to control it. They're going to own it. Okay? So that is to take over something. Okay? For example, in the United States, in January, they got a new president. Okay? Used to be President Trump, but then President Biden took over. He became the new president. He now rules the United States of America, okay? So Joe Biden took over, because now we're using it in the past tense, okay? He took over the position of president, okay? So that is your other one. Another one is to take apart, to separate something into pieces or parts, okay? So the crib takes apart for easy storage. Take apart just means to either rip it apart, okay, or to take something apart. So that is to make it go into small pieces. So maybe you have a really big sofa or couch, however you want to call it in your country, okay? If you're from Britain, you might call it a sofa. In other parts of the world, you call it a couch, okay? And it's too big to fit through the door when you are moving. So how are you gonna get your sofa or your couch to be smaller? You might have to take it apart. So you make your couch go into pieces, okay? So you take the arms off the couch, you take the back off the couch, you're putting it into pieces so that you can get it out the door, okay? You are taking it apart, okay? Maybe you're having a really big chicken for dinner, okay? And everyone is hungry. They start taking it apart, okay? You take the leg and someone else takes the neck. You're taking the chicken apart to eat it, okay? Getting hungry? I know I am, and it's only morning. And then we have to take after somebody. To take after somebody. That means to resemble somebody or to look like somebody. So for example, you have a brand new baby and it has beautiful big blue eyes. Okay, you're like, wow, what beautiful eyes. He takes after his dad. Okay, he takes after his dad, meaning he has the same big blue eyes like his dad. Okay, so he takes after his dad. Maybe he is really, really smart. And you say, well, he takes after his mom. Okay, he is smart, just like his mom. So it could mean to look like someone physically, or to be like somebody, maybe to be smart, or maybe to be really clever, or really funny. Okay, it is to take after someone, to take after someone. Okay, and to take something back is to return something. To return something to its first place or original place. So the basic one is I went to the library and took the books back. Okay, so to take something back is to give it back where you got it from. Okay, so maybe you borrow your friend's book and she says, can you give it back already? I really need it. So you take it back to your friend. You give it back. You return it to your friend. Okay, so that is to take something back. Okay, so these are called phrasal verbs. And as you can see, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 different meanings. We had 10 different meanings with just the phrasal verb take something. So with the verb take, you can make 10 different meanings. If you take the verb take and put it into phrasal verbs, you actually get 10 different meanings. Okay, so lots of different meanings. So you have lots of different phrasal verbs like this. You get, you have the verb get, okay? So to get something, to get rich, to get all these different things. You have look, look about, look for, look forward to. Okay, so these are all different phrasal verbs. Now, why do I find this important for you guys? I find it very important because, like I said, and hopefully you joined me in the previous lesson, a lot of you are trying to memorize vocabulary. Okay, so you're trying to take one word at a time and you're trying to remember it by memorizing it. Okay, that is okay, but it's not the best way to learn something. Because if you just take that one word and you try to memorize, it's not very efficient. What you should do is put it into context. Big scary word, context, meaning a meaning, right? Put it into a sentence that makes sense to you, that is logical to you, that you can remember because of the way it's used in a sentence, okay? So when you learn phrasal verbs like this, you're actually learning more than just the word take. If you try to memorize the word take, it's very difficult. Why? Because it has so many different meanings if you put it into different contexts, right? So if you use the word take, which is just to grab something or to take something, so let it become yours, sure, very simple meaning. But look at what you learned today just by putting it into 10 different contexts, okay? 10 different meanings to the word take. So if you study words in this way, you're going to learn a lot more and you're going to learn them a lot faster, okay? So do you guys have any questions for me whatsoever from today's short little lesson? Any questions? No? Thank you so much for all the hearts. Just to remind you guys, today is going to be just a short little lesson, but I will be doing more of these short lessons, hopefully weekly if I have the chance. And also, I am offering courses. So if you are interested in courses, they are priced very reasonably, so comment down below if you are interested in any of my courses and we can talk about them and set up some times for that. Or if you don't want to do any formal lessons like this, call me. We can just talk, okay? Prices for that are pretty reasonable too, so message me, give me private message if you'd like to chat with me, and we can set something up. And I hope you guys join me for next week's lesson. And thank you so much for joining me, guys. Take care. Have a great day. Assalamu alaikum.